Good morning once again, everybody. We want to appreciate God for this wonderful moment we have. It's a time long awaited. Uh, this is the day we have choose and the Lord has made it to come to pass. Uh, by God's grace, I'll be introducing to you, as I said, Professor Yasiri Oluwaseun Sarah. She has been a wonderful professor and she has been working on something very wonderful that you'll be amazed to hear from her. So, Prof, this is Upholder International School secondary session. They've been so excited to have you, and now they are set to hear from you. So, we are all welcome. So, students, we just need your cooperation. As she has said, she wants us to do are good by asking questions. So let us ensure that after taking notes, she has promised that she's going to record and will have a replay. After taking notes, let us take our time to find out questions to ask for as concern the topic that has been given and as also concern um, the life issues that can be related to this. So we are all wonderfully welcome. So over to you, man.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm so excited. And I just want you to be relaxed. Don't think she's a professor. Yes, just leave that one by the side. Be relaxed. Don't say, what can I ask a professor? I want you to ask me any question that comes to your mind after this presentation. So be relaxed and be free to ask me any question. So I am a Yoruba woman from what he said. So I'm not Oyibo. My name is Sheun Oluwaseun is my name. And I remember several years ago, I was also in your shoes, studying and learning like this in this kind of environment. I remembered my secondary school, how we struggled, to get ourselves, to study and to be educated. So I want to encourage you that the sky is the limit for you, wherever you are. So please try to pay attention to the presentation. I've tried to make it as easy as possible, and I believe that you will enjoy it and you will have one or two things to take home today and also to share with your parents. Please don't forget, try to take notes, write down some things, and when you get home, show them to your parents that mommy, daddy, this is what we learned today. This is something that I've been thinking about. This is something new that I want to talk to you about. So please write something and show your parents at home today. So let's get started. And I actually chose this topic. Passion is strength. Can you say it? Passion is strength. Can you please say it? Passion is strength. I looked at the vision of your school. Of course, the motto is okay, determination brings success, which is absolutely true. But the vision is what really caught my attention, which is to see the young generations free from ignorance. And I think that really captures what today's topic is about. We have been ignorant for some time about looking out or finding out our passion, and we end up being advised to do something that we are not passionate about. And at the end of the day, due to this ignorance, most people have not been able, to maximize their full potential. So I'm happy to speak to you today on the topic, passion is what? Strength. So I have outlined my presentation. These are the things you should expect from this presentation. I'll talk about the strength that you find in passion. What exactly is passion? How can you identify your passion? What are the signs that you are doing something you are passionate about? And what is the pain that comes with doing something that is not your passion. I hope you find this insightful. So the strength in passion. Now, I want to just energize you by talking about few quotes that say something about passion. Few quotes that say something about passion. It says, quote number 1 by Steve Jobs says, people with passion can change the world for the better. People with passion can change the world for the better. It is only when you are passionate and you are happy doing what you are happy, that is when you can go the extra mile to achieve success. So people with passion can change the world for the better. So if you are the type of person that you have been thinking of, how can I be a world changer? Then you need to look for your passion. The second quote is, one can steal ideas, but no one can steal execution or passion. You can listen, you can say, okay, maybe after today, you may say, okay, I want to be like this woman. I love her idea. Yes, you may love my idea, but you don't have the passion I have. That is what I'm saying. You can get an idea from somebody else, but you can't get that same passion as equal to that person. So one can steal an idea, but one cannot steal the execution of that idea or the passion. So nobody can steal your passion. It is very, very important to you. And thirdly, passion will always move you in the direction of your authentic self. Excuse me. It will always move you in the direction so that you'll be able to discover yourself in total. So you have to be yourself, and that is where you will discover your passion. If you're trying to be like a friend, if you're trying to be like your brother, you will never discover your passion. Your passion, it is for only you. It is you are the only one that can do that thing exactly that way. That is it. That is where you know your passion and your real self. So passion is energy. You feel the power that comes from focusing on what excites you. So I want you to write in your book, because I'll be asking you questions at the end. What is that thing that you're happy doing at any time? What is that one or two things that you like doing that nobody will even force you? Your parents will not say, go and take your book. Your parents will not say, go and do that, but you like doing it. Please write it down somewhere in your book. I'll come back to it when I finish. What is that thing that you can do all that, even when you are doing it, you don't feel hungry? Even when you are doing it, you don't feel tired? Even when you are doing it, you don't even know that you have spent hours doing that thing? Please write it down in your book. I'll come back to it. So what exactly is passion? It is a strong liking or desire for something, or devotion to some activity, object, or concept. Something you have a strong liking for is called passion. Something you have a strong desire to do that nobody can convince you otherwise. That is your passion. That is your strength. Something that you can do whether you are feeling fine or you are not feeling fine, whether you are hungry or you are not hungry. It is your passion. How to identify your passion, because it is very, very important, because I'll be sharing some stories later on. How can you identify your passion? It is a personal journey. It is something that you have to discover yourself. Your parents, unfortunately, may not be able to discover this for you. Even your teachers may not be able to discover this for you. But this is something that you know you like doing. So you are the only one on this journey to discover what your passion is. I'm not saying your teachers cannot help you. They can, but you exactly are the one, the person in the position to identify this passion. You need to think about it. What is it that I like doing? It is you that will have to sit down and think about it. It is you that will have to, and I really love football. I love playing football. I love analyzing football. I love, I can talk about anything that relates to football. That could be your passion. I love cooking. I just like, mixing things. There are people like that. Even without going to the to learn about it, they know how to do those things. I like sewing. I like, different things. You need to do some exploration. You can try out different things. Maybe you don't even know. You can say, okay, let me try this thing. Does it work for me? Am I happy doing it? Yes or no? You note it down. If you are not happy doing it, if it is not something that makes you happy, if it's not something that excites you, if it's not something that you have the energy to do, then it's not your passion. And you have to be open-minded. Because you may say, okay, I'm a science student, I have to be a doctor, I have to be an engineer, I have to be, what else? A medical doctor, a veterinary doctor, things like that. And most of the parents make that big mistake of not sitting down or trying to identify the unique characteristics of their children, and they end up advising them to do a course which the children are not happy doing at all. And you see that these children tend to struggle through the process because they are not happy. It's not something that they are happy to do, but they are just there because of their parents. It shouldn't be like that. When you have passion for something, then you tend not only to be better at it, but you work harder because nobody will push you, because it is something you're happy doing. If you are the one that likes to learn the computer or you like to learn programming, nobody will push you. You just discover that you are always there trying to create new codes, trying to test one or two things. Nobody will push you. So that is how you can identify your passion. So the signs of identifying one's passion are: you have that strong desire to dedicate all your time, to dedicate all your effort, put in all your energy. That is one of the signs that you have actually identified something you are passionate about. Secondly, you are happy. It is one thing to put in all your energy in something. It is one thing to put in all your time. You dedicate your time and effort. It is another thing that when you are doing it, you are happy, you are excited, you are fulfilled. You believe that I have achieved, because you are doing what you're happy doing. And thirdly, you are also willing to learn more about that thing. You want to improve. And this is something that, without any stress, you find that you are explaining it even to your friends. You can say, come and see this thing that I just developed this pen. I added this, I added this, I added this. And you see that you are just talking about it without any stress. I want you also to be relaxed and watch this short video, please.
One of the most common questions I receive is improvement pill. I don't know what I want to do in life. How can I find my passion? And that's a pretty important question. So in today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how to do just that. This episode was brought to you with the help of the guys at Skillshare.com. The first 350 people that click on the link in the description box below will get a 2-month free trial at Skillshare. Now, before we get started, I want to debunk something. A lot of us are under the assumption that there's only one thing out there that can be our passion, that it's predetermined by birth, and that all we have to do is find it. But that's not how it works. The truth of the matter is that there's probably many things that could potentially be your passion. In fact, it's entirely possible to have more than one passion. If you take a look at a lot of very successful people, you'll find that this is generally the case. For example, Tim Ferriss is a well-known author and speaker. But did you know that he was also a competitive dancer, wrestler, and investor? There's only two things you need to do in order for you to discover one of your passions. The first is that you must change where you get your dopamine from. Dopamine is the chemical that is released by our brain that motivates us to do things. Without it, you will literally starve to death, even if there was food right in front of you. The release of dopamine is also accompanied by pleasure. The problem nowadays is that dopamine is very easy to get. It's cheap and it's abundant everywhere. Back in the day, we had to do stuff in order to get that dopamine, and most of the time that meant creating something. You had to build a house, you had to create a nice piece of pottery, you had to go out and tend to your crops. While you worked on these tasks, you were flooded with dopamine and you felt good about the whole process. If you followed this route, you'd naturally become passionate about whatever it is that you did. But nowadays, it's a little bit different. We can now flood our brain with dopamine without having to do much at all. You can surf the web, you can binge watch some TV shows, you can order amazing foods for your front door almost instantaneously. And methods like this have become the main sources of dopamine for the majority of people. Now, what's different about these sources of dopamine as compared to the ones we used to get it from? Well, these are forms of consumption, and the ones we used to use are forms of creation. And this is a very important distinction. In order for something to be your passion, it must stem from creation. If you get the majority of your dopamine from a form of consumption, do you know what we call that? We call that an addiction. You're addicted to watching TV, you're addicted to smoking cigarettes, you're addicted to eating junk food. But on the other hand, if we get the majority of our dopamine from a form of creation, that's called the passion. You're passionate about drawing, you're passionate about dancing, you're passionate about farming. So the first and most important thing you have to do in order to find your passion is to turn back your consumption valve. Watch less TV, play less video games, eat less junk food. When you turn back your consumption valve, you force yourself to start looking for dopamine from forms of creation. This is crucial for our next step. The second thing you have to do in order to find your passion is to simply expose yourself to a variety of different forms of creation, to give yourself a chance to get dopamine from these sources instead of forms of consumption. Now, there's no fancy trick to finding these things, you just gotta approach it the old-fashioned way, by trying things out. So what I suggest you to do after successfully completing step number 1 is to search up a list of hobbies. Literally, go on Google and type in list of hobbies Wikipedia. Look through the list, and if you see anything that seems even remotely interesting or fun, write it down. Create a list. Then all you have to do is take this list and ask yourself, which thing would I like to try out first? You should only try out one of these hobbies at a time. You must give yourself enough time to see whether or not you can make this hobby into a passion. If you've successfully followed our first step, which is to drastically tone down the amount of dopamine you get from forms of consumption, what happens next should be automatic. Let's say you picked photography as something you might be interested in. If you followed our first step correctly, you'll naturally do some research on photography. You'll look up some videos, you'll start playing around with a cheap camera or your phone, and after a while, you'll know whether or not you actually like this hobby. All of this is fueled by the dopamine that you are no longer getting from forms of consumption, because you're now getting it from a form of creation. And let's say you don't find yourself interested in photography, all you have to do is move on to the second thing on your list. And if that doesn't work out either, try the third thing, and so on and so on. And if you continue to find yourself not interested in anything, then chances are you're not following the first step properly. You have to turn down the amount of dopamine you get from forms of consumption even more. Now, I know this sounds overly simplistic, but finding a passion isn't as hard as people make it seem. Honestly, all you have to do is tone down the amount of dopamine you're getting from sources of consumption and allow yourself to explore different forms of creation.
So that video is just a little summary of what I said. If you want to identify what you are passionate about, you can write out few things that you think you like doing. Then you start testing them. Am I really passionate about this? Am I excited about this? If it is yes, you can tick it. If it is no, you can strike it out from your list and then move on to the other things that you have discovered. Work on them and see, am I really happy? Is this something that I'm excited doing? Am I really spending my energy on this? Will this, pursuing this, will it make me happy in life? So that is how you can identify what your passion is. So living outside of one's passion results in unfulfillment. You know, as time goes on, as you keep growing, it will get to a stage in life when you look back and say, have I really lived a fulfilled life? am I really happy that I have lived or have been able to make impact in the world? Have I been able to live the life that you actually wanted for yourself? If by that time, maybe when you're 50 years or 60 years, you start regretting, though, this is not actually who I wanted to be, or this is not what I want for myself, then that means you have missed it. And because I don't want you to miss it, I don't want you to reach that age and begin to regret that you have wasted all the energy and all the effort. That is why I'll be sharing some stories with you. So here is okay, is a story of a medical doctor. I know you'll be excited that a medical doctor is somebody that has achieved in life. Yes, but for this particular person, here is a story of a medical doctor that was not happy being a medical doctor. And he had, after several years of studying and even practicing, he had to go back, drop all the stethoscope, drop all the medical stuff, and went back to pursue his passion. Of course, that is a whole lot of years being wasted in one way. It may not be totally wasted, but he wasn't happy doing or studying that course. So here is a case of a medical doctor. He's my friend. I've spoken with him. We have interacted together, and I've also invited him to a program to speak to children, to speak to people on this passion. So I'll be using his story also to share, because when I saw his story on LinkedIn, I was so surprised, and I know that this is a practice that is common, especially in Nigeria, when you see that parents begin to pick courses for you and the children are not happy doing it. But they have no choice. They can't say no. So it's easier and it's better for you to quickly identify that passion so that you can explain and tell your parents that this is what you want for your life. Because if your parents ask you, Shola, Kunle, what do you want to become? And you begin to struggle, you will see that is when they may want to impose a course on you. But if they ask you, what do you want to do? And you say, this is exactly what I love doing, then they would have no choice than to guide you and direct you in that line. So this is a story of Dr. Yomi Garnett. His story is on LinkedIn. So after 19 years into his medical career, after 19 years, remember the number of years it takes to study medicine. Maybe 6 years, I don't know. After 6 years, they go to medical school. After medical school, they go to whatever, all these different things. And they have to study as hard as possible. And they are so serious, these doctors. So he finished, but when he was studying, he was struggling. He was not happy. And he told the mother saw that he was actually struggling. But the father wanted him to be a medical doctor because the father was, an influential person in the society. But the mother realized that this man was struggling when he was in the medical school. But the mother too couldn't do anything. But she just said, please just manage, manage to just finish. Don't fail out. Just struggle through school, at least to get the certificates. So the man continued, he managed, he struggled, and he finished. Then he opened a very big hospital, a very big one in Abuja, according to him. He opened this hospital in Abuja, and he employed other young doctors. So he was the senior doctor, and he had some young doctors working with him. But still, he was not happy. So most times, he will be in his office, he will lock the door of his office, and he will be writing books. He will be writing stories, because that writing stories is what he is passionate about. So he did this for 19 years into his medical career. And then it got to a time that he couldn't resist the pressure. He realized he was just deceiving himself. he realized he was not being fulfilled even after doing that. So he had to take that decision. If you are not doing what you're happy about, there is no amount of money you get from it that you will be satisfied. So he now decided to stop practicing. He closed down the hospital and then he started writing books. So that was a critically defining moment of his life. That was when he had to take that decision of standing to face life, of doing what exactly he loves to do. And then that was the path of his true destiny. So that means all this while in medical school practicing, he was not himself at all, because that was not what he was happy doing. He was just struggling. That means if you are doing something you are not passionate about, you will keep struggling. It will not come easy. And I know you don't want to struggle through life. You want to be happy doing whatever you are doing. So that is why it is so important for you to listen to today's topic. And then he now said, today, I describe myself as a surrogate writer, or what is more commonly referred to as a ghost writer. And he has written over 80 books for people. He writes as if he was born to write. And he's happy doing it. You know, it comes naturally to him. So this is a story of a medical doctor that turned to become a ghost writer. I will share you another story. This is the story of a 60-year-old retired banker who went back to get a sociology degree because he wanted sociology. Are we together?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is the picture of the man. I saw it in the papers. I was completely broken to see it. A 60-year-old man bags a first class in sociology. He won 8 awards as the best graduating student. So I know you want to know about the story of this man. It was not that he didn't go to school at all, but the course he studied, when he started, he studied accounting because it was mandated on him by his uncle. His uncle mandated him to study accounting, and which he did. So he studied accounting, he became a banker, you know, he went through the career of banking and even retired. But after retiring, inside him, he had a deep, unfulfilled passion, because that was not what he loved doing. His passion was he wanted to understand people's behavior. He wanted to understand why people think differently. He wanted to understand why people behave differently. That was what he was interested in, which is completely different from accounting. So what happened? Because at that time, imagine retiring maybe at 50 years or 55 years, something like that. He still forged ahead to pursue that his passion. So what did he do? What did he do? He took up the courage to pursue his passion even after retiring. And I wouldn't want you to fall into this trap. So it's better for you to follow your passion right from a child. That is when you will be so happy in life. Instead of you, reaching a point and coming back, to start. So the painful thing is that he had to go back and write JAMB. Imagine writing JAMB maybe at 50 or 55 years old. Do you know what it is to go back and write JAMB at 50 or 55 years old? So he went back, he wrote JAMB, and he got admitted to now study sociology, which is actually what he wanted to do. And at this time, he's already old. he had to study at an old age. Of course, he has families. He already has families. Even his children, one or two of his children too, were also in the university at this time this man went back to study sociology. Studying at this age and having the responsibility to care for his family, but this did not stop him because he needed to live a fulfilled life. You will see that if you are out of passion, if you are doing anything out of your passion, you keep struggling, and even if you are successful, you will still not be happy, even with that success. He went through all this and got so good, he was able to graduate with a first class at this age, with the pressure, with everything, and even came out as the best graduating student. That is when you will know that if this is what he is happy about, he will be successful without too much stress. I've shared with you two stories now, and I will talk to you also about a story, the success story of an 18-year-old girl that actually was able to follow her passion right from this age. The success story of an 18-year-old girl that followed her passion. So this girl, she graduated from a secondary school with good, excellent results, almost all A's in her paper, and almost all A's in her WAEC at one sitting, not two sittings. Her friends and families thought that not that based on what the society is, that the girl would become a medical doctor, or she will become a lawyer or an engineer, because those are called referred to as the reputable professions in Nigeria. That are the main things our parents, keep telling us, except nowadays when we now have IT and things like that coming up. So her dad, however, had the hobby of keeping some animals. That was just an hobby. Her dad actually was an engineer. Her dad was a registered engineer, but he had the hobby of, keeping some animals in the compound, in their family compound. Not knowing that this lady, this young girl, this 18-year-old girl, her attention was caught by this animal, and probably she was so happy, watching the animals and even caring for the animals. So she developed that love for animals because her dad had some in the compound. So what do you think she settled for when she had to choose a course in the university? This lady actually knew what she wanted, despite the fact that she had good results to pursue a medical doctor degree, or to become an engineer, or to become something else. But she knew that if she goes that route, that is not what she'll be happy doing in life. So what did she settle for? She settled for her passion. She did it because she believed in herself. And then this particular lady, or this particular girl, chose to study animal production and health. This particular girl chose to study animal production and health. You can see your proprietor, he's smiling because he knows who the lady is. And the lady is me. I am the lady. I am the lady. So you will be wondering.
That's wonderful.
I am actually the lady. So I know you may be wondering, yo, what is the meaning of animal? How can I go and be studying animal? I know, because no parent will ever tell you to go and do it. No parent of nowadays will say, I want you to go and study animal science. It's very scarce. So, but I will explain to you how the journey of me following my passion, how it has helped me, in life. So here is my career journey. I hope you can see it.
Very well.
I want you to please pay attention. Please pay attention. It may be, yeah. So here, in the year 1999, I got admitted into the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, to study animal production and health. At that same time, your proprietor too got admitted into this same university to study pasture and range management. I don't know if he has told you that we were actually good friends. I will come back to that. So at the end of the 5 years course, I finished with a first-class degree in animal production and health. And at this point, before I proceed, I also want to sound a note of warning to you. Don't let anybody ever tell you that education is a scam. Don't accept it. Don't let them tell you that education is a scam. Don't ever believe that education is a scam. So when I finished from the Department of Animal Production and Health with the first class, I went to serve, the National Youth Service Corps. And then because of my master's, because of my first degree, results, I got a job as a graduate fellow back into the same university, and immediately I started my master's in the same university. You can see Master of Agriculture in Animal Physiology. So I have now moved from animal production to animal physiology. Now, so I did animal physiology for 3 years and finished. And also, because of my excellent academic performance, I got a scholarship. Are you listening? Are you listening? I got a scholarship to do my PhD in University of Newcastle in the United Kingdom. Remember, this is a lady that was just watching backyard animals. This is a lady that nothing caught her interest except the animals that her father was keeping at the backyard of their house. So if this could take me to the United Kingdom to do my PhD, then you will see how things work out for those that God love and for those that find their passion.
You.
Are we together? Are we
Very
together?
well,
So how things work for those that God love and those that also find their passion. So I was in the UK for close to 4 years doing my PhD, and when I now got back after the PhD, I had to come back to Nigeria and continue my work as a lecturer, also in the university that I graduated from. Are we together?
Yes.
So when I got back to Nigeria, and I needed to continue to do research as a researcher, and nothing caught my attention except for the Nigerian native chicken. Are we together? You will say out of all the different types of animals now, adìyẹ ìbílẹ̀ ni ìyá yìí tún rí tó tún wà passionate about. How many of you know adìyẹ ìbílẹ̀? Adìyẹ ìbílẹ̀, the ones that are running in your compound. The ones that are, yes. So you know that you look at them as if they are local chicken. Abi, we call them local chicken. But local chicken has made me international scholar. Are we together? Local chicken. Local chicken. I don't know if you are tapping that anointing. I'm not a pastor, but happy to. So local chicken, the ones that are eating the leftover food in your house, is what has taken me to become an international scholar. So let me continue with my story. So they call me the mother hen. The mother hen. That is my name. Good. So I started doing research, on this native chicken, and God also helped me, writing projects and grants, different grants on chickens, native chicken especially. I don't want to do anything broiler chicken. I just wanted native chicken. And that actually brought me to Germany in 2021, native chicken. Native chicken brought me to Germany into one of the most prestigious world scholarship, which is the Alexander von Humboldt Fellowship. It is one of the best in the world. It is native chicken. I'm not a mathematician. I'm not a physicist. I don't do chemistry. I'm not a medical doctor. It is native chicken, I know. That is all I know. That is all I talk about. So, and that is what I've been doing till now. I'm still here working on native chicken. But the native chicken that I'm working on is the German native chicken, not the Nigerian one, because I'm not in Nigeria. So it is still native chicken. So let me go on. I'll soon finish because I want us to interact. So let me say I've had like 13, 14 years in my research career. And this is just a summary of what I have been able to do. So I've worked on chickens a lot. I've worked on chickens, turkeys, guinea fowl. In terms of ruminants, I've worked a little bit on cattle, sheep, and goats. And I've worked in Nigeria. I've worked in the United Kingdom for my PhD. I'm in Germany now, and I also have some work doing in the Netherlands. Remember, native chicken. So they call me the mother hen. They call me the mother hen. And I remember there was a time one of my friends was like, how is it that you don't even know anything except chicken? And I said, me and chicken, we are 5 and 6. Nobody can separate me from chicken because that is what I love studying, and it has paid me. It has taken me places. It has taken me places. So I want to take you on my career tour as the mother hen, where I have been able to visit to talk about native chicken. So follow me. So here is in the UK where I did my PhD. Good. In Belgium, I was in Belgium to present a conference on native chicken. And then in Norway, I visited Norway for a conference to talk about native chicken. Then in Germany for this fellowship, on this fellowship in Germany, I was in South Africa to talk about Africa chickens and the context of animal welfare. I was in Estonia, to present a conference, a conference in Estonia. I was in North Macedonia for a conference presentation. I was in the United States of America for an official meeting related to my work, and also to Canada for an official meeting related to my work. I actually did this pictorial presentation. It's not to boast about anything. It is just for you to know that whatever your hand find doing and you're happy doing, pursue it with all your energy. That is what the message I'm trying to bring out from this. That is the message I'm trying to bring out from this. I'm not here to brag. I'm not here to do anything. But I just want you to know that be who you are Whatever you are happy doing, pursue it, with all your energy, and you will see that you will be able to go, you will become a global person, because that is what you love doing. So, and with that, I will end by saying, if one or two things, just have this take-home message. Align your actions with your inner desire. What is that thing that is burning inside of you? Then walk towards it. That is your passion. Walk towards it. And also try to convert your passion to a career. That's your passion. That's it that you like. If you like drumming, if that is what you like drumming, convert it to a career. If you like singing, convert it to a career. Then this is the homework. Embark on the journey of self-discovery today to identify your passion, and you will realize that everything will just come, to you. So with that, I say thank you for your listening attention. Thank you so much for the opportunity to speak with you. And now I am happy to take questions from you and to discuss further. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So we are very, very grateful to have a wonderful time like this with you. It has been a wonderful one indeed. And sincerely, I know that the children are fired in such a way that they will start thinking differently. By God's grace, we are going to tell the story concerning this very lecture that we have today. Let's give room for the children to ask one or two, three, four, five questions so that we can hear from them directly. Please come nearer so that the mic will be able to pick it.
Oh, a lady.
Good morning, ma.
Good morning, my dear. How are you?
Hi, my name is Ola Okeshua. I am in SS1.
Okay.
How can I improve my passion?
Have you identified something that you like doing? You need to identify before you improve. You understand? So what have you identified? I told you to write it down. What did you identify? Dancing. What you can do to improve yourself, if you like dancing, you can look at role models that are dancers. There are role models that are dancers. You can watch them, and also you can be more creative. Try to do something different from what other people are doing. That is what will make you shine. Do you understand?
Yes.
I wish you the best in your dancing career.
Good afternoon, ma.
Good afternoon, my dear.
My name is Bias.
Okay.
And I'm in SS2.
All right.
My question is that, what if your passion needs a lot of tools or many things that you need to bring together before you get your passion? The money and everything, how can you get them?
You need to start from somewhere. Start from somewhere. Start from the little you have. If you think maybe it needs you to have a laptop, I'm just using that as an example. Maybe you want to do graphic design or something and you need a laptop. You can start saving, because that is what will make you happy. You can start saving, or you can talk to your parents, but you don't have to steal because of that. You have to take it gradual, but whatever you can start using, pending the time that you get that facility, you can start, even if it's to write something in your book. You can start drawing on sheet of paper, the design. You can start putting it roughly somewhere. Then anybody can help you. So what is that tool that you need? What is that tool that you are thinking about that you think is expensive to buy?
A personal laptop.
What is that passion? What are you passionate about?
Coding.
Coding. Good. All right. So are there no ways you can start using phones to do that?
There is.
And you start from what you have. You start from what you have. That is it. But don't lose focus. Don't lose focus. If it's really something you want, tell your parents. Maybe you've not discussed with them. Talk to your brothers, talk to your people that maybe families and friends. You don't know who can help you. I'm not saying talk too much to people, but at least tell your parents, Daddy, this is what I'm interested in. This is the future. Even if it's a second-hand laptop, tell them to help you get it. You understand what I'm saying? Gradually, and they must see that you are serious. That is what will make them get it. You also need to be serious. You can't say you are not doing well in class and you tell them you want a laptop. They will say it doesn't work like that. But when you are excellently doing well in class and you know, Daddy, this is also, they will know that you actually know what you want. And they will look for it and buy. Even if it's secondhand, they will buy. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
This way. God will provide.
I have
Okay.
another. How can you differentiate your hobby from your passion?
Hobby are things you do when you in your free time, when it's just to take the time. It's not that you are really interested in it, but it's just to while away time, just to relax. But passion is something that is burning in you that you have to do whether you are free or you are not free. Hobby is, you only give time to your hobby during your free time, and it does not have to do with your work. But passion is related to your work. You can be a medical doctor and you can say my hobby is playing football, and okay, I will be free on Saturdays, I will be free on Sundays, and you go and play some football. That is hobby. But passion has to be something that you are doing as a source of living. So they are different. Are you clear now?
Right.
Yeah.
Good afternoon.
Hello, my dear.
My name is Samuel Isioma Elizabeth. I am in SS2 class. My question go like this. How do I pursue my passion?
You will pursue it with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your energy. Is that what you are trying to ask me? Come back, come back. I've not finished with you. I've not finished with you. Is that the question? Have I answered you?
Yes, ma.
So what is that passion that you want to pursue?
Cooking.
Cooking. That's amazing.
Wow.
Let me tell you something. There is nobody that will go throughout the day without eating. Are we together? Except the person is on a serious fast. And in the population of the world, how many people will say they are fasting in a day? So people will definitely eat. So as you are now, good, you are a lady. When you get home, mommy, I want to cook today's food. You start improving yourself from that place. Let me do today's lunch. Let me do today's dinner. Okay, rice, eba, amala. Start it. Make it, cook it in a way that your mommy will say, how did you make this thing look so presentable like this? How did you make this food tasty? How did you put this coloring? That is where you start from. So you put in all your happiness, make sure you are happy doing it. You are excited about it. Okay, let me try coconut rice today. Let me try jollof rice tomorrow. Let me try fried rice the following day. From there, you will learn a lot of things. Yeah?
Okay, ma. Thank you.
Bye.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
My name is Adeton Abdurrafiu and I'm in GS3.
Okay.
What if you have a passion and your parents are not happy about it?
Yeah.
And you have passion.
Sorry, what if you have a passion that your parents are not happy about? What is the second part of the question? I didn't get the second part. What did you?
And you have more than one passion.
Good. Yes, of course, you can have more than one passion. Follow the two. Follow the two. You
But
understand?
what if your parents don't like the two at all?
Are you in that current situation now?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. So what are your passion? Just let me know.
Gaming and football.
Sorry, gaming?
And football.
Gaming. It's not that they are not happy about it. I will tell you why you think they are not happy about it. They are not happy about it because they want you to concentrate and get your education first. That is it. Do you understand? They
Yes,
will
ma'am.
not want to support you to start going to a football, maybe field or football career. But it is not that they don't know that playing football later in life. In fact, I don't know if there's any other job that pays more than that. I wish a professor does not even get 1/1 million of what they get. So, but my
True.
dear brother, don't let that passion die. Hmm? Practice your skills. Maybe during school, they may not allow you to play at home. You can practice your skill even in school. And from through the school, you can make use of that passion, like a sporting facility, at least field, you can still play. You can encourage them, you can take them out for competition, at least through the school. I know if it is through the school, your parents will not disturb you for now. If they know that the school is the one coordinating that activity, they will know that you are still serious. So try to work with the school. Maybe the PhD teacher or maybe your proprietor would work out that kind of thing.
As we are trying to round up, Prof, I would like to appreciate you for this opportunity given to us. And with this uh, kind of lecture, I think is beyond the curriculum, beyond the scheme, beyond what the government is stipulating, but the kind of awakening call. And I believe to have a different discussion now going on among the children, with their parents, with the teachers, and in the way they learn and the way they respond to what goes in the thing. So I want to believe this is an eye opener. And by God's grace, we are promising you that you get a feedback that is going to cause action to start starting up. Thank you very much. So please, can we join our hands together for okay.